Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first category event of this year's Elevator Lab Challenge Southeast Europe. I'm really happy to have you here today. I'm Nevenka from Started. You might know me from previous years in our challenge, and I'm so happy to be welcoming you to our third regional edition of this competition that we are organizing with Raiffeisen Banks from our region and also from the head office from Austria. As some of you know who might have been following Elevator Lab Challenge through the years, it already established its presence in our region back in 2018 when we only had the competition in Serbia. And afterwards, in the previous 2 years, we were really lucky to expand it to other countries in the region. And this year, as you might have seen, we have covered the entire region of Southeast Europe. So I'm so happy that the competition is growing from year to year, and it's really great to see so many of amazing regional startups who have a unique chance to connect with people from the regional banks and possibly do a pilot project for their startup and also win valuable prizes that will mean a lot to their future growth, especially while they're still in their earlier stages. During today's event, we will see startups from two categories, retail and SME banking, and also startups who are building solutions for large corporates and institutional clients. You will have a chance to meet 6 startups that will present their ideas during 3-minute pitches. Afterwards, we will have 5-minute Q&A sessions for each team with our jury members. Just to mention another difference in comparison to last year, so the competition did not only grow in terms of the number of countries that it covers, but also in some other respects as well. So today's winner will receive the prize of 5,000 euros as a grant, and that is the case with all the other category winners. And they will meet in the regional final on the 15th of December, where the final winner will get additional 10,000 euros grant. All of the participants and all of the finalists will have a chance to possibly integrate their innovation within regional Raiffeisen Banks network that has more than 2.6 million clients. So it's really an amazing network and an amazing opportunity to be connecting with such a large corporate partner, especially for startups, as we know that doesn't come very easily. Before we start with the pitches and the reason why we were all here, I would like to shortly introduce our jury members for today. Our jury is comprised of 7 members from regional Raiffeisen Banks, also from the head office in Austria, and we have 1 external jury member per each category event. I will just quickly introduce our jury, and you will have a chance to see them a lot during today's event, during our Q&A sessions with each of the teams. So, Jasminka Rojko. Hello. Hi, Jasminka. Welcome. Kenan Karčić. Hi. Merita Džišnica Peja. Hello. Aida Hoxha.
Hello.
Gezim Turkeshi. He's our external jury member, and he's a co-founder of Core Marketing Research. Hi. It's great to have you. And
Hi.
I'm not sure whether we have Resmi Hibrai also with us here today, and if so, I would ask him to join us. Okay, not at the moment. He might join us a bit later.
Hello. On behalf of Albania, I will join as a member of the jury. We had a very last-minute change because of some family obligations, unexpected on Resmi's side. I hope it's all okay.
And thank you for joining us. Perfect. And we also have Bojan Vekic. Hi, Bojan.
Hi. Hello.
Great to have you.
Thank you.
And that is our jury for today. You will be seeing a lot more of them. And now I would invite our first team of the day, Conceptiva, to give us their 3-minute pitch.
Hi, I'm Kalina, and it's my pleasure to present Coach. It all started with this question: how much of what we learn actually sticks? As it turns out, not much. Over 70% of new knowledge is forgotten after only 2 weeks. This is a huge loss for companies investing thousands of dollars into training their employees. Even the employee who got all answers correctly on the assignment after the training operates with only 30% of that knowledge after some time. And worst of all, he doesn't know what he has forgotten until a customer asks him something that he can't answer. But it's already too late. He missed a sales opportunity and delivered a bad customer experience. We aim to fix this by treating training not as a one-off event, but as a continuous process of improvement. For the employees, we have a mobile app where they can play content-based games to strengthen their knowledge. And for the management, we have an admin panel where they can see detailed statistics and manage the content displayed in the app. We're targeting corporates with more than 200 customer-facing employees, such as bank tellers, support agents, sales reps, and similar roles. We're global from day one. We're addressing a huge market, and we're giving focus primarily to the US and secondary to the European region. We do have competitors, but we have distinct advantages and a unique approach. For example, our competitors' games are childlike and disconnected from the process of learning, while our games are fit for adults with learning as the main goal. We have 8 different games developed, each with a different question type. Our second advantage is our personalization algorithm. Coach figures out employees' knowledge gaps and then customizes their learning path, so each learner focuses on their own weaknesses. Lastly, we're automating the most time-consuming process for our clients, preparing training content. We're using artificial intelligence and natural language processing to enable them to auto-generate training questions directly from source materials. Our business model relies on 2 revenue streams: the subscription for the Coach app paid on a per-user basis, and the content creation service, which is a secondary revenue stream. On average, Coach would cost €6 per month per employee. My co-founder and I have been working together for more than 6 years, and before Coach, we were delivering innovative digital solutions for international clients. We also have a great team of developers, designers, consultants, and a solid network of instructional designers. We believe that if we team up with Raiffeisen Bank for a pilot project, Raiffeisen could improve their sales performance, cut down onboarding time, have better customer satisfaction, and decrease mistakes while working. That would give us a great jumpstart in the banking industry and accelerate our growth. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kalina, for your pitch. This was Startup Conceptiva. And now Kalina, along with the jury members, will join us on the stage for a 5-minute Q&A.
Hello.
Hello.
Whoever wants to start first.
Yeah, I would like to ask one question, please. You have mentioned as a benefit the cut down onboarding time. Can you please elaborate a bit what specifically you are planning and how you are planning to do so?
Yes, of course. Thank you for the question. Usually when companies onboard their employees, they have a certain handbook or a process of shadowing an existing employee in order for the new employee to get the hang of how the business works. With COVID, currently that's not possible in many businesses because of the the health problems that could arise from that. And in this way, with Coach, we can allow digital onboarding where they could go through all of these new things that they need to learn, whether they are the procedures that they need to remember, or product information, anything about the company history, the team, the brand values. All of this information can be packaged in a training distributed via Coach, and they can make sure that they know this by answering all the questions within the games. So you could even get a notification when a user has completed has gotten a certain proficiency level on the things that you want him to learn before he starts on the job. And in this way, you can cut down the onboarding time significantly. Does that answer your question, or should I elaborate more?
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Sorry, I was muted.
Thank you.
Hi. I would like an explanation of the business model. First one was the subscription, and the second one I didn't quite catch. It was content sharing, right?
Content creation, yes. So it works like this, the business model. Mainly, the subscription model is our main revenue source, and it's paid on a per user basis. So that means that the company can choose to pay either monthly or yearly, but around €6 per employee monthly. The second revenue stream is regarding the content for the training, because when a company wants to use Coach, they need to prepare training, for example, for a certain product, if they train their salespeople, or for a certain procedure, if they want to do onboarding. So the second revenue stream is in relation to this content. There are two options for the companies. If they have their own internal learning and development team with their own instructional designers, then they can choose to do this themselves, and then they have no cost. But many companies don't have their own L&D team and want to outsource this to other companies. And this is where the second revenue stream comes. So they would just send over their source materials. Let's say that we want to prepare training for a consumer electronics store. So they would send over their handbooks, their materials, product specifications, sales strategy, and so over. Then we would prepare training materials for Coach for them for a fixed price. And then they have that content to use forever. And it is their own private. We don't share it with other companies. And how we actually manage to complete this service is with outsourced instructional designers. That's why I mentioned the importance of the network of instructional designers that we already have, because we are a software company. We don't want to, let's say, hire content creators and grow in that area. We know our thing, we know our technology, but there is a business to be made here with a small margin on top of that instructional designer service.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, I have one question as well. Regarding the market, you mentioned that you will enter the US market first, and then the second would be European market. Did I understand you correctly, and why?
Regarding the first US and then European, it was in matter of focus or on preference. We say that our ideal clients are in the US, but we don't think that we can directly jump to them, because we first need to gain some reputation, some case studies. So we don't plan to target US customers directly. Although they're ideal customers, we plan to first target, make regional case studies. So, for example, that's why Raiffeisen Bank is a great opportunity for us, so that we can gather some statistical data as proof of our value proposition, so that then we can move on to the European and the US market. Because in the B2B world, case studies are what sells the product at the end. And
thank you, Kalina and the Conceptiva team. Unfortunately, this was all the time we had for the Q&A.
Okay.
And thank you for your pitch, and thank you to our jury for their questions. Now we will move on to our second theme for today, protocol.
Hello, my name is George Zdravkovic, and I'll introduce you with Protocol. Protocol is a flex code platform where users can build custom digital tools or custom software as a services while integrating all third-party services they are using with workflow automation and API and data management. The problems that we are solving is that most companies haven't fully digitalized their business process, and then they are left to choose existing market tools which are either too task-specific or too complex and expensive to implement. On the other hand, banks offer only payment-focused solutions which are not enough. Also, a big pain for the companies is distribution of digital tools across the organization. The solution we are providing is a flex code platform to build custom tools for perfect use case fit while integrating all the tools that are used in a company in one place without any vendor locks, while automating custom workflows in a few clicks. And all of those digital tools can be deployed as web apps, desktop apps, or PWAs. The partnership we propose is a strategic integration with Raiffeisen to offer mutual clients a custom fit of automatic payroll management, recurring expense management, expense tracking, invoice management, CRMs, or any other custom use case they see fit, available as fully customizable templates for the users via a unified technical and business standard provided by both Raiffeisen and Protocol. The value case for the bank is that by implementing Protocol, banks are able to monitor companies' business performance KPIs in real time, such as profitability, liquidity, stability, and others, while using Protocol's data as a lead generator for assessing risk and offering the clients financial products such as loans, factoring, invoice discounting, or any other, resulting in higher average customer value towards the bank. The target market we are addressing is a global market with over 200 million small and medium companies worldwide, of more than 20 million companies only in Europe. The market is valued at around $1.5 trillion in 2021, with estimation to double the growth by the next 5 years. The business model we are proposing is a subscription-based platform as a service, charged monthly or annually, with varying pricing options according to client type, company size, or use case complexity. The team that Protocol consists of is two co-founders, a senior full-stack developer, Strahinja Đurić, as CTO with over 10 years of experience, and George Zdravkovic, a business consultant for small and medium companies with over 14 years of experience as CEO. Thank you for your time.
This was our second team for today, Protocol, and George will be joining us with his colleague. And welcome to our jury members once again. We can start with the 5-minute Q&A session.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hello. May I start, please? Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Great. So I have two questions, actually. One is related to competition, how you compare yourself to other similar solutions. And the second one, you are both involved into technology. Do you have anyone in the team who is in charge for sales?
No, I will answer for the second question first. I am the CEO and business-focused part of the team. Strahinja is a technical co-founder, and he's the main developer, lead developer on the team. And we have a few junior developers who are also on the team, but we thought because of the pitch minutes that it is not needed to deploy the whole team or explain the whole team. About the first question, there are similar competitors on the market, but we are giving more a flex code platform means that it's a low code type of platform which enables lowly skilled persons to define their own custom use cases to to achieve the full custom fit for their business. And we can offer via our platform, because of the scalability, a much lower pricing than other higher tier solutions, such as enterprise solutions like SAP or Oracle or something like that. And also we are offering to developers a tool such as headless architecture, which they can use as a tool, our platform as a tool to develop their custom applications. So this is a type of pitch that we would offer with partnership with Raiffeisen to cover a whole package, some custom business ecosystem, which would offer both digital tools for the company and also online banking system. But the benefit for the bank would be that they could analyze the KPIs in the business, so they can proactively offer their other financial products, so that the client doesn't need to approach to the bank, but the bank could proactively offer something that they find interesting by those analytics of those KPIs.
Thank you.
I have one question. You said that your solution is targeting SMEs, and in relation with the bank, how much of confidentiality their data will be handled? So all these SMEs will have their data in the solutions that you are proposing, and at what extent this information is confidential in the eyes of the bank?
We are fully compliant with GDPR and PSD2 resolution of the European Council, but also there is a report of Ernst & Young, which gives you the information that more than 82% of small and medium companies are interested in sharing the data with their primary financial provider. So the customers have a large portion of the confidentiality with the bank, and they have their interest is to share those kind of information. We don't go into the specifics. You can custom find the KPIs. All the transaction details that bank already has are those that we mostly are analyzing. But everything is collected in one single place, and according to defined filters and logic, we can give an assessment to the bank about profitability or expense tracking or something that would be interesting as a lead for the bank.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions maybe?
Maybe the one, a very short one from my side. So you mentioned that you are targeting 20 million of SMEs in European Union. But did you think about the segmentation? What will be your niche? Because it's a quite broad approach.
Yes. Firstly, we would be targeting local markets in Southeastern Europe, because the phase of digital transition for the small and medium companies is very low, and we would there is much market demand for our product, and we would start with some simple solutions for inventory management, retailing, and customer relationship management, which are most needed by small and medium companies. The main feature of our platform is that every entrepreneur can custom fit according to their use case. So,
thank you, George, and thank you, Protocol team. This is all the time we had for the Q&A. Okay, and thank you to our jury members. The next team that we will hear today is Easy Albania.
Hello, my name is Dorian Osmani, and I am the IT manager of Easy Albania. Thanks for the opportunity of presenting our company into the Elevator Lab Challenge. I would like to introduce Easy Albania first of all. It's a company founded as a long-term investment in the e-commerce industry and helping Albanian businesses transform into the online shop e-commerce era and start selling their products online. The global pandemic, the last 2 years transformed the customer behavior, the online customer behavior, and they stopped just using the internet to search online and start searching for products and services. And many businesses didn't have the know-how to transform their brick and mortar shops into an online shop, which also brought the problem of massive non-formal payment methods like cash on delivery. Easy Albania is an e-commerce platform that offers a variety of products and services combined into a single marketplace and also accessible for web and mobile devices. The company was created to offer the customers the convenience, flexibility, and also safety while buying online. The market that we are trying to reach is, of course, Albania, which we launched this October, and also we're trying to expand also in Kosovo, North Macedonia, in Montenegro. Now, talking numbers, 83% of the region has access to internet, and also 23% of them, they are already buying online. So we have a market that is increasingly, that has a fast increase rate and a massive opportunity for online businesses. We have a few competitors for Easy Albania, like Aladini, Gievet, Mariep, Giraffa, Duchan Taxi, and BitMe, but none of them, they are offering products and services, professional services in one single place. Our advantages include our dedicated mobile app for iOS and Android, the customer support team that is 24/7 available to help customers fund their products and their services, the call center service that we offer for telemarketing campaigns and help businesses sell their stock, and also the Easy Courier, which is a delivery service that is managed solely by us. Our goal is to create an online mall that you can find anything in one single place. The business model of Easy Albania is B2C and B2B. And we are a team of 20 professionals that we are working hard and try to bring a face behind the e-commerce company that Easy Albania is, because there is a common misconception that our cooperation with the banks, our goal is to transform cash on delivery to online payments, grow customer trust in online payments by offering them incentives and start using it, and the possibility to integrate multiple payment gateways from banks that offer e-commerce solutions. Also, there's one opportunity to help banks expand their user base of the e-commerce services by utilizing fast-growing number of vendors and visitors in Easy Albania. I would like to thank you. My name is Dorian Osmani, and this is Easy Albania. Thank you.
This was Team Easy Albania. Thank you, Dorian, for your pitch. And now we can move on to our 5-minute Q&A with the jury.
Hi, everybody. Hello.
Maybe I can start with a question. As far as the market is concerned, you mentioned you are initially planning Albania, Kosovo, and North Macedonia as well. But what the specific target group will be? This I didn't quite catch it.
We are targeting, of course, customers and customers, first of all, that they are already buying online, and also new customers that they don't still have the trust in buying online products. Also, for the business part, we specifically target businesses that they don't have online shops, and we help them create a platform, and they have an admin panel where they can add their products and sell them via our platform.
So business clients and individuals.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a question. Hi. A great presentation. In terms of competition, you mentioned there are several platforms here that already selling. They already created a brand name among the Albanian market. What would differentiate you between them?
The concept of Easy Albania is offering an e-commerce platform that not only sells products but also services. Let's say you have a problem with a sink in your house. You just go to the mobile app or to the web, and you contact the plumber there or an electrician or something else. So it's a new concept of combining services, professional services that you can actually trust, and also buy the products and see the products you like and order them.
May I have the question from Serbia, maybe, or?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Can you maybe elaborate on your idea on the cooperation with the bank? How do you think? What are your ideas to connect the platform with the bank itself?
So
what are the benefits for the bank? Yeah, and how do you think this connection could be made?
So there is a problem with massive non-formal payment methods like cash on delivery, and we're trying to change that to online payments. And the cooperation with the bank is use the bank's, especially Raiffeisen Bank e-commerce service, and by offering also for the client some incentives. Let's say if you pay with card, we give you 10% or we give you a discount coupon. And the bank can also utilize the fast-growing number of businesses that are joining our platform and customers, and maybe let's say optimize their e-commerce product that they offer to online shops.
Yeah, I have one question. As I understand, you are now based on, or your model is based on cards payment. Do you plan to extend to payment from account?
Excuse me, can you repeat the last part?
Do you plan to extend to payment from account? So I order a service or goods and directly my account is debited.
Of course, there is an endless opportunity of integrating, let's say, payments and maybe some credit to a user's account on the platform. But once you refill and you have that credit to pay for products and for services. Regarding our model, we charge the businesses to join the platform by a monthly fee and also by a percentage on their products that they sell.
Okay, thank you. I would have also another question, if it's possible. Since you are targeting very different businesses, I'm assuming that the interface side of the business would be very different. So very different the one who sells hydraulic plumber services, and very different to the one who is selling goods and wants some, maybe will have a big inventory there. How mature is your platform in this?
Our platform is divided from the backend side for vendors that they offer professional services and for vendors that they sell products. We also, let's say, we help the businesses on each step, so they have the process more easily to them, to start selling. So it's divided on the backend side for services and for products.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Dorian and Easy Albania team, and thank you to our jury members. This was all the time we had for the questions.
Thank you.
And our next team that will present is Kendo Manager.
Hi, my name is Ljubiša Vuković. I'm here to present Kendo Manager project management software. Every company, bank, startups, NGO, and government in the world has projects. They all need project management software to more easily manage their projects. But choosing a project management software is not an easy task. There are hundreds of tools in the market. There are many problems we want to solve by buying project management software. When you buy software price is always important. Should we keep our project online with SaaS provider, or do we want to be 100% safe and keep it secure in our own network? The compatibility on project management software with the existing infrastructure is the next important issue. A large number of companies in the world work on Windows infrastructure. So we created Kendo Manager. Kendo Manager is on-premise project management software that can be quickly installed on existing Windows infrastructure, local or online. Kendo is a web application. You only need local Windows server or Windows 10 PC, Windows VPS or ASP.NET hosting for work online. Kendo support traditional project management and agile project management, but we also support Scrum methodology. Kendo is suitable for all project types. Kendo has many enterprise project management options, and we support 8 languages. The project management software market is big and growing day by day and is worth billions of dollars. A big market means a lot of competition. Existing on-premise project management solutions on the market are highly expensive for most companies, startups, and organizations. But we have a good product that offers many enterprise options at a reasonable price. We also have free version for small startups teams with all enterprise options. We have good distribution and sales strategy, and we offer a 30-day trial version of Kendo Manager. Our goal is simple, to offer a complete project management solution for each segment and for each company, banks, startups, public, and NGOs. We want to offer them a complete solution in one package, on-premise software, consulting, support, and education. This is our team. Our team is our strength. We have many years experience in IT industry. All banks, including Raiffeisen Banks, have projects. The bank's clients have projects. We just wish to keep their projects safe with our software. Thank you for attention.
Hi, Ljubisha, thank you for your pitch.
Hi.
It's time for our 5-minute Q&A with the jury.
Okay.
Congratulations for the presentation. What is one of the big wows that your solution offers in comparison to the other solutions that are in the market for the project management?
Well, first, Kendo Manager is on-premise project management software that you can install in your existing Windows infrastructure. If you have in your own network, if you have a Windows Server or Windows 10 PC, you can easily for 30 minutes you can install project server that your users and our solution that work even if you don't have internet, you know. And we also our solution that have many enterprise options, and we cost less expensive than other solutions.
Okay, thank you.
May I add one more question? Yes. I noticed that you don't have a cloud-based solution. Am I right?
Yes, we don't have, but we're planning. Our solution that we also you have use in your you can use online. You know, if you have you just install on Windows VPS server or cloud ISP hosting. You know, and you can use online. So, but we don't have software as a service. You know.
How do you plan to target customers abroad, since you don't have resources and you plan to target a global market?
We have currently a small team, but we have partners. You know, we slowly build our network with our partners, and we also have connected with project management consulting certificate project managers in the different countries. You know, also we plan to we have cooperation in a couple of universities. So we in the end we plan to offer our customers complete project management service. We sell software and premium supporting and consulting. You know.
Thanks.
Thank you for the presentation. My question to you is, what is your market niche?
In the beginning, when we created software, you know, our target is small and medium size companies. You know, but we also we also have large users, large companies. So our target is everyone that have project, If you, it's not matter, small, medium, and big size, and NGO, government. So our solution that it's our target is everything, But primary, our geographically, our target is European market,
Thank you.
One quick question. Usually this type of solutions offer some kind of free access, and on your pricing you didn't mention that there is a free access for 1 user or 2 users, which could be really helpful for small and medium sized companies and a great advantage to get to the target market. Do you plan on doing this?
Yes, of course. We also our model. We currently have a couple packages. We have free version from small teams, and also I think it's most important that we have a 30-day trial version. You just you can try everything before buying.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ljubisha, and thank you to our jury members. This was all the time we had for the Q&A, and just a reminder, this was Team Kendo Manager. The next team that we will hear today is Telesign.
Hi, my name is Vladan, and I will present to you Telesign web platform and how one photo can all regular business transform an online business. There are many solutions on the market, but the problem for SMEs are still there: time, knowledge, complexity, and resources. Sell is just one segment in business. In that chain exist manufacturer, wholesaler, and promotion and sell. In regular business, they all connected and they have roles. But in online business, that chain is broken. And because of that, retail business have much more problems, activities, and cost. What is our solution? First, easiest way to create web shop on the market on the Telesign platform, where just put text and photo. And second, connect and sync with suppliers, just order and products from his web shop you get on your web shop. So we came to see how one photo can resolve all problems. On the internet, photo represents product, so photo is a product. For online selling, that photo must be amazing. And who has that kind of photos? Answer is every single manufacturer. So we're building networks between manufacturers, wholesalers, and retail sellers, connect and sync their web shops. With that, we reduce time, resources, and team for all SMEs and give them great pictures and all details of products on their web shops. And entire process with communication, ordering, promoting, connecting, selling go online with full support of Telesign and Telesign module T-agents with whom every person or company with their knowledge can help SMEs in online process. Our market opportunity is large. Every entrepreneur and SMEs need web shop in their business. Our competition is big. There are a lot of solutions in the market for SMEs, as we said, and we combine simplicity, functionality, possibilities, and price as our advantage. Our business model in our revenue is based on the regular monthly fee paid by web shop owners, wholesale and retail, accepting cards on web shop, APKs, advertising platform, subscription, commission. What is our product? Telesign is online shopping mall with decorated shopping windows. Our team, we are currently in a team of 3 of us who have different knowledge covering all the basics for platform development. Cooperation with banks in online business is a natural flow, and the bank is one of the key partners in online transaction in B2B and B2C, and a large partners such as Raiffeisen Bank certainly bring us quality and stability and positive impression on potential customers. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Vladan. On your pitch, we can move on to our 5-minute Q&A with the jury.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much for the presentation. I have just one short question regarding the revenue, your revenue stream. So what is the source of your revenues? How do you collect the money? And how do you cooperation with the bank specifically in that respect? Thank you.
Okay. So this platform is the platform where a company can sell their products, and every company, small, medium enterprise or entrepreneur can put their products and sell with us, and they pay a package for the, for example, for number of articles they have. They also can pay the advertising on the platform. Also can pay for APIs if they want to connect with their websites or the other external services like a service for books or something like that. And its cooperation with bank is crucial for us because all that transaction when the service good is go with the bank and the payment gateway with the bank. And also I must say that together we can provide for small medium enterprise full package partnership with companies, because with us Raiffeisen Bank can offer for companies services for web shop already prepared for them.
What is the difference between TEDnet and OLX?
Different is because we work with small and medium enterprises. Also, different is they have a large number of customers. We certainly don't that number of customers, but we have much more functionalities, much more possibilities, and we have a lower price for web shop. For example, every customer can with just few clicks decorate the shop window. First page, how they present the products or services for customers. Second, they can connect with payment accept payment gateway services, or they also can connect with their website or something like that.
Thanks.
One short question. We see these days a lot of online platforms. What do you think make your ideas unique?
Because we from start planning to create model which can put them in any country in the world. I must say that it's also different from OLX because we already have customers from Serbia, from Croatia, Slovenia, Montenegro. And I want back to that question because small medium enterprise, they have big problems. It's about people who work in that companies. For example, in small companies, they don't have people who know to bring their business online. And for that, we are preparing a module, T-Agents module, and we want to involve all people or companies, agencies who have knowledge about any stage of online business to help small and medium enterprises. And I think that we go close for them, go closer, go help them locally.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, that was all the time we had for the questions. Thank you to our jury, and thank you, Vladan, for your presentation and for answering the questions.
Thank you.
This was Team TEDnet. And the last team that will present today and that you will have a chance to meet is Telesign.
Hello, everyone. We are Telesign. Telesign is a platform for fraud prevention, improving KYC, and improving clients' experiences. For Raiffeisen Bank, we can help with prevention of financial losses, with securing brand reputation and trust. And for their clients, we can help with prevention of privacy information losses and improving their experiences. In today's world, everyone working remotely, everything being online, fraudsters are becoming more and more creative, and there are definitely more ways for them to commit fraud. Telesign can help with prevention of fake accounts creation, multiple account creation, and account takeovers. We started in 2005 as really the pioneer in user verification and two-factor authentication. And then with the time, we were slowly adding phone data intelligence piece, as well as other communication channels and different use cases for communication. Today for Raiffeisen Bank, we can help with both type of solutions. On the digital identity side, we do check different data sets and MNOs, mobile operators data, and we provide information about phone numbers, how risky they're potentially for the platform. And on the communication side, we can definitely help with delivering one-time password traffic, marketing traffic, alerts, reminders, notifications via different communication channels, SMS, voice, RCS, Viber, and WhatsApp. Our business model is both transactional and subscription-based. And our competitors on the digital identity side are companies Prove and Boku. And on the communication side, definitely that would be Twilio, Infobip, MessageBird, etc. We have a global team. We are headquartered in Los Angeles, California, with the biggest office in Belgrade, Serbia. And we want to make sure that Raiffeisen team is fully supported from C-level to product experts for both digital and programmable communication pieces, as well as with the data scientist team and dedicated customer success manager and dedicated account director. We have been doing this for 15 plus years for world largest logos with a strong focus on financial services and Europe. Our unique expertise and our connection to mobile operators, over 800 of them globally, our global team that can also help with expansion goals, and our local support in Serbia and the region will help Raiffeisen Bank secure transaction, minimize fraudulent activities, and streamline the registration process. Thank you.
Thank you, Vanya, for your pitch. We will move on to our 5-minute Q&A.
Thank you.
Congratulations for the presentation. What is your expectation from the partnership with Raiffeisen?
Thank you for the question. I mentioned in the presentation that Telesign has been working with companies from different industries with a strong focus on financial services, banking, and fintech. So there are definitely different ways that we can work together. And we mentioned the different use cases. We can help with the online onboarding processes, as well as the customer engagement throughout the customer lifecycle in the region, as well as globally. We can eventually help with the expansion plans, basically anywhere in Europe and across the globe.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, I can make another question. Thank you for the great presentation as well. The question is mainly related to KYC process. Do you have any specific expertise with it? And have you considered the different legal environment depends on the market that you are approaching? Thank you.
Thank you for the question. And yes, KYC is a very important topic, and it definitely differs from a market to a market. Every country, every market is different. In Europe and also worldwide, we are fully GDPR and PSD2 compliant, as well as we also meet other requirements in Europe and again on the global level. All the data comes from mobile operators. So again, it all differs from a market to a market.
Thank you. I just have one question from my side. I saw your reference list, but I'm curious whether you managed to establish some connection also and cooperation with the financial industry, and with whom do you have cooperation?
Sure, of course. We have been working with the largest logos in Europe. On the slide, there was only 2 names from financial services, Amount and Affirm. And with the rest of the team, the names I'm not able to share because of the NDAs. But again, financial services is definitely the industry #1 that we are working with.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And if I may add to that question, for the financial services companies, financial institutions, what is your biggest achievements in respect of digital onboarding of the customers?
We were able to prevent fraud in the onboarding stage, as well as throughout the customer life cycle with securing transactions. Again, by sending OTP codes, but also checking phone numbers. Everything that we do is based on phone numbers. So I mentioned that we are able to check different data sets, as well as to access to the data that we are getting from MNOs, and to provide you with the information on how and why we think that specific phone number is risky for the platform. So whether you should stop it and block it at the very beginning, or make a different life cycle for that specific customer.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other question, maybe?
Okay, if we don't have any more questions, thank you, Vanya and Telesign team for your pitch. And thank you to our jury members for the Q&A sessions with Vanya and with all rest of the teams. These were all of our teams for today. And while the jury deliberates on who will come out as the winner of today's competition, you will have a chance to listen to a panel discussion about cooperation between startups and corporates. Elevator Lab Challenge itself serves as a bridge between startups in our region and Raiffeisen Bank as one of the largest and most present banks in the Balkans. And in a way, we are experimenting from year to year through this competition how to enhance the cooperation between corporates and startups, and how to have better communication, even though sometimes we speak, so to say, different languages. So for today's panel, I will be joined by Stefan Kostic, CEO of Appification and last year's winner of Elevator Lab Challenge. We'll also be joined by Sandra Nešić, who is head of innovation consultancy at ICT Hub. They've been working a lot with connections of corporates and startups, and also on different programs of corporate innovation, and Sandra will tell us more about it really soon. And we'll be joined by Istvan Kovac, who's Senior Strategic Partnerships and Ecosystem Manager at Raiffeisen Bank International, and one of our key partners for Elevator Lab Challenge in our region. Hi, Istvan. Hi, Sandra. I'm getting the information that Stefan will be joining us any minute. Welcome to our panel, and thank you for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed the pitches and that we will have a fruitful discussion. Stefan is here as well, so we are complete. Perfect.
Hey guys, great to be here.
Great to have you here again as last year's winner. So I wanted to open up the panel with Sandra, since we will have, so to say, 3 different perspectives to this problem of startups and corporates cooperating. And Sandra has this unique position to serve as a connector between these 2 worlds, and they have been working in ICT Hub with they have a lot of use cases that show us very concrete examples of how these corporations can look. So Sandra, I wanted to ask you to tell us a bit more about what do you see as some of the best ways for startups and corporates to start cooperating and to build long-lasting partnerships, ideally based on some of your use cases from the practice?
So first of all, thank you for the invitation, and congratulate to all the startups we heard in the last hour. And thank you for everyone watching us right now. Yeah, I mean, as I was just thinking about how I got into this world of connecting startups and corporates, and I realized for me, it worked both ways. In terms of when I was mostly working with startups, I was trying to help them gain new clients or maybe some new channels of distribution, marketing, or sales, or whatever could be beneficial for them from that perspective. And when I started to work actively as consultant for corporates in terms of corporate innovation, I was on the other side of the table helping them scout for startups, maybe frame specific problems that could be addressed through these collaborations. So it's a huge spectrum for me personally, and also for ICT Hub in the last 6 years. So from our experience, it's good to, as always, start with some small steps and small wins in this story. And that's how usually we got involved in this world of collaborating and connecting startups and corporates. So we, of course, started with some one-off events such as hackathons or open innovation challenges, so they can just get introduced to each other, just sense what is out there for corporates and what corporates are expecting from startups, and so on. So it was needed for them to just get to know each other and learn the language of each other. That's really important to get that understanding. And later on, the situation kind of got serious in terms of corporates were getting better at framing the problems they were trying to solve, assessing whether they should build, buy, or partner with a startup, and scouting better as they also better gain some kind of strategic agendas around innovation. It was not just let's explore, but it was we want to explore in this area. So the maturity of just innovation readiness on corporate side grew, and also on the startup side, they also get more serious in terms of, on the other side of the table, we're having corporates, they have some procedures, compliance, and other regulation things to handle. So we have to kind of comply in all of that. What is especially beneficial, as we see, of course, in those partnerships aspect, is around providing additional value to existing offering for corporates. So if you're a startup having some kind of product or service that could be beneficial to, as we saw from previous pitches, to the clients of the banks in this case, that's a good way, again, to start. And if it makes some additional sense and value for the corporates and their startup, they get into co-creating something completely unique and something that can provide add-on value for the corporates and for the startup in terms of possibly new product. Next level would be in terms of investing. That's something that is kind of challenging for the banks in local market, but if they are having some kind of regional or HQ venture arms, it is possible, but I think from legal perspective in Serbia locally, it's still not an adequate tool in terms of collaboration. I think now companies are just using all the tools and means to collaborate with startups, from get to know them to really think of something meaningful and to really get more connected and squeeze the value out of that partnership.
Perfect. And if I just may jump in with one short follow-up. So you mentioned that one of the scenarios that happens when you connect a certain startup with a corporation and they sort of click well together that it sometimes results in co-creation of a completely new product or doing a joint pilot or something similar to that. So from your experience, how often does this particular scenario occur? Is it something that's very rare, or do you see it becoming something that happens more often?
I think it depends really on the people on both sides and the success of the kind of first touch point and the quality of collaboration there. It's not unique, but it's still rare in the market here, because I think there's a lack of patience on both sides to just stick together for a while and discover how you can collaborate even better from that just initial contact. But it also required a lot of maturity from corporates to, I think, really realize how they can pull out the potential of collaborating with startups and evolve on that. So I think we're just going to get better there in time. There's room for improvement, definitely.
Absolutely, but we're in a good way. I think there's been a lot of progress in the entire region in terms of this, comparing to, let's say, 4 or 5 years back when you guys also started working more actively on this. I wanted to direct another question to István, and to maybe touch upon the role of Elevator Lab in the part of as a part of larger Raiffeisen Bank International Group, and how does this program fit into your strategic goals, and what are some of the values that you receive from cooperating with startups in this way, either through Elevator Lab challenges that are competitions that are happening, but also your partnership program where you have a chance to work more closely with the teams that you select?
Thank you very much, Nevenka. Also, warm welcome from my side. I'm happy to be in this panel and also contribute to this valuable discussion. So a couple of years back, to be exact, 5 years ago in 2017, actually, we really came to this conclusion that on one hand, we really have startups that, due to their smaller size, agility, also different type of mindset, could really come up with innovative solutions that are sometimes addressing new customer needs, sometimes even creating new customer needs, right? And on the other hand, we also saw that actually established organizations would have a large base of customers, capital, as also the mean to scale up startups. So actually, both sides have a lot to offer to each other. And this was the basic idea behind creating a structured partnership program to target at fintech startups. Now, I would like to really stress on the partnership word within this program, because here, right from the start, the idea was to really have a program and build up a brand where we can approach startups, bring them in, but eventually with the ultimate goal to create meaningful bilateral and for both sides actually useful and successful partnerships. Yeah. So here the idea was that we have also certain business problems and needs, and we look out what kind of solutions are there from startup side. Also, we would also allow ourselves to get inspired, maybe think of that we were not thinking of from the bank side, and then enable startups to apply within a given framework, and then also go through a rather structured selection process to eventually end up with those startups that fit the most, right? So I think that was the idea behind the Elevator Lab, and I still believe that this is the value that we create for the startups, and also actually for the IBI group, that we connect the startups and the fintechs with those actually business partners and experts in the bank that would be looking for similar solutions.
And can you tell us a bit more when you're looking to start a cooperation with a startup, especially in your partnership program, which is more sort of a more close relationship? What are some of the main criteria that you have in mind and that you take into account when deciding whether to work with a startup or not?
Yeah, certainly. So I would say that we look at very much of the fit of the offered solution or service. Does it actually fit the strategic of the bank? Does it also kind of match an existing business problems that we have? So I think that that's a very important basis to build up. Then also I think what we do is to really see first, is there a use case? Is there something small but really tangible that we can build up? I think Sandra already mentioned it, that we start small and then gain some successes and then scale. I really couldn't agree anymore on that. I do believe that we don't have to, conquer the world within a week, but really gain some small, win some small battles and get some small successes with a short pilot project, let's say, which of course requires a good basis in terms of the startup offering a good use case. Now then, of course, what's also relevant is to see, are there already customers of the startup? Do they have already some paying customers? And of course, we also prefer if there are some of those customers that are actually financial institutions, yeah, so banks or similar to banks companies. And then lastly, of course, what we also have to take into consideration is some of the technical aspects. As we are a cloud-first organization, we have to look at these kind of aspects. But of course, as you know, financial institutions are really heavily regulated, so we have to make sure that a couple of regulations are in place. Most common, we take into consideration the GDPR regulation, as this is really a big thing in the EU, but also in many of the neighboring countries. And yeah, I think, and then of course, as we are humans on both sides, there should be also this certain click that of course really helps if there's like, a natural sparks on both sides that we can really engage in a first pilot project.
Absolutely, I agree, and that's probably the case with most of business relationships and partnerships, that they are in the end personal relationships, and there has to be the same values and the same and something that, as you said, clicks between two people and two companies. And what both you and Sandra really nicely touched upon is that this relationship is essentially a two-way street, and it has to be valuable for both sides. And I think that this is a good base to move our conversation towards Stefan as our startup representative, as representative of, so to say, another side of this coin. Stefan, you have cooperated a lot with different corporates, both through programs such as Elevator Lab, but also as clients. As we know, some of your clients include really large companies such as Microsoft and T-Mobile and a lot of others. So I was interested in hearing your perspective on this and what's sort of main value that you have seen through cooperation with such companies as a startup, either as clients or through competitions such as Elevator Lab.
Yeah, definitely. So first of all, just once again, very happy to be here and super humbled and proud to be invited as last year's winner of this prestige competition. I mean, the very nature of our business is working with the large corporations, right? Like, we are a authentication-based technology that is telecom-based, so we are kind of judged to work, with a large corporation such as telecoms on one side, and then basically reselling these APIs to a lot of, again, large corporations such as fintechs, e-commerce, OTT applications, etc. What are the insights, right? Like, so it's not easy for the startup to start working with a large corporation. That was definitely the case with us as well. And I think the main learning now, looking backwards, is really, you as a startup, you need to identify what are your core competencies and what are your main strengths. And by saying this and understanding this very well, it kind of helps you to understand where you perfectly fit in the current large corporations plan or their current needs, no matter it's a reg tech or digital identity or user onboarding and etc. But once you understand your main strength is something that gives you a really good bullets to speak with these large corporations and actually try to get their attention. And obviously in these early phases, it's very important to get as many references as you can. I mean, just being fully transparent, I mean, to get the first deal and to land the first deal when we started in Asia Pacific, it took us probably almost a year, right? But then the next 10 deals we managed to get in the next 6 months. So so I think to all our fellow entrepreneurs, etc., it's very important, when you want to work with large corporations as a startup, and obviously everybody wants to land some of these big deals. It really needs to mentally prepare and to be motivated to go through probably a lot of failed tries and etc. until you land the one big corporation that is at this very moment open to try something new, or they have the current needs in your field, and thus kind of open you a door for your product to launch on the market in a big time. So so yeah, these are some of our main experiences, and definitely, I mean, as part of as being part of many competitions, I mean, Elevator Lab being one of our favorite, really, and it's one of the competition that that kind of opened us a door into banking and the fintech space in general, and this is something we definitely advise a lot of startups and a lot of fellow entrepreneurs to take as many competitions or challenges, etc. I'm happy to see that Raiffeisen was probably one of the pioneers in this space in this region, but more and more I can see that there are these initiatives happening with many other large corporations also in our region, and this is something that definitely helps to put the highlights on some of the startups that are probably not visible at the moment or do not have a large financial capital to invest in marketing.
Perfect. And thank you so much for giving very specific examples and advice for other startups on how to approach landing first and then the rest of their corporate clients. It's really amazing what you guys achieved in relatively short period of time. 1 year to land one first big client is actually I believe
that's considered fast in telecom space. Otherwise, probably in all other industries, not that fast. But working with telcos, it's yeah, you need to.
Well, most of the startups never land those big corporate clients, so it's definitely an amazing success. So I wanted to touch upon another topic that all of you mentioned in one form or another, and that's the bottlenecks and challenges that occur when we try to kind of make startups and corporates cooperate and form partnerships and explore potential cooperation. You mentioned that there's a lack of patience on both sides. István also mentioned that there's stricter regulations from the side of the corporate that the startup just needs to be in compliance with, and that sometimes creates a challenge for a small team that maybe didn't take it into account when they first started. building their product. So this is a question for the entire panel, and maybe we can start with Sandra. So what do you see as the biggest bottlenecks and obstacles when it comes to creating these types of partnerships and corporations?
Maybe I can split these perspectives. I think on the corporate side, it is important, as I mentioned, to have some strategic priorities on what startups to talk to and what is basically on the table when they have some offerings towards the startup. If you're just like getting to know them and as someone would say, spraying and praying with that strategy on the market, then basically you can lose a lot of trust from the startup world if nothing serious ever happens with all the meetings and all the introductions and so on. Another thing related to that on the corporate side is dedicated roles, people who are dealing with startups and making these collaboration happens, from startup scouts to specific innovation roles in the innovation department or whatever the innovation is sitting in some format. From our experience, that is quite challenging because even with all the support and education there, it's hard to manage to, let's say, transform someone on the inside of the organization to become that startup scout. You're always working on some current problems and issues and current business as usual activities, and no one has the time to work on that and to actually get someone from the outside, from the startup world, to do that in corporates. That's again a whole another level of a challenge. I think that person is very precious and important in this process because it's basically a translator between these two parties at the very beginning. That is very important for corporates to understand what's specific around startups, their needs. Are they running out of cash, the time? That's very essential. Their technology, how it's compatible to the internal system and so on. And also translating the startups to the corporates in terms of you have to speak some language that's understandable to the relevant people in the corporates, technology to the technical people, and business side of the business to the business people. That's something we find with startups quite challenging, not talking a lot about the solution and the product and more about the problem and the customers and how their life is going to be much more easier with this solution. On the startup side, I think I find some of the cases in the market with some of the startups that are good success stories in terms of we are really prepared to talk to corporates and explain them from previous experiences how we can negotiate and how we can basically help you as a corporate talk to us and see the roadmap of implementing our solution or offering our solution and the product to your customers, whether if it's external or internal. So, of course, another level is procedures, the procurement procedure and everything on the corporate side. And nowadays, I see much more corporates being creative around this and finding some intermediaries there to speed up that process of collaborating with startup without getting them into the funnel of the vendors in traditional way. So I think those are some of the basic, like very entrance pain points on one on the other side, and where everyone has to have this understanding of why we're talking to each other and how we should do that and what kind of aspects of these conversations we should really be careful from the very beginning.
Amazing. Thank you so much for those really great insights. István, would you care to give us your side of things, which might lean a bit more into the corporate side of viewing this problem?
Yes, certainly. But actually, many of the things Sandra mentioned really resonate with me as well. As we have also seen that it's crucial to have some clear roles and responsibilities even within the organization. So, of course, there are people who make the match. That's sort of, in our case, us in the Elevator Lab team. But then we also have to have really those people from the business who have the mandate and also the knowledge to really talk to the startups as a partner, and also really have this empowerment to actually make decisions, smaller at least, that the project can progress and eventually scale it up to a meaningful partnership. I would also say that from corporate side, it's also important the timing. As in many other things in life, we also must have a good timing here, that the startup, what their solution is and what they're offering is actually also coming at the right time. So of course, we have the sort of scheduled Elevator Lab program where we at least tackle this timing issue, because we know there is a business need, and then we are looking for startups. But of course, throughout the year, we also get to know many startups from different angles, different events, where often, yeah, it's a great solution, but currently there is no need for it, or there's something, another project that's running parallelly, and so on. So I think it's also worth mentioning. Of course, what could be maybe still in some cases a challenge is, of course, in large organizations, I think not just banks, but also telco and so on, when it comes to the question of build or buy it, and then there could be also kind of multiple reasons for both things, and it also takes some time to come to a conclusion there. So what we have definitely seen is patience is required on both sides. I think we can talk about it why, but it's definitely important to see that corporate sales processes are not like selling something to PI clients. Yeah, corporate sales processes take much longer. What we have seen is actually really a good way, at least to explain it and then also gain some patience, is to have actual regular touch points and regular communication that could really help at least to explain what is maybe prolonging the decision. And this would also maybe give some opportunity for startups to learn, how large organizations tackle. I would say maybe, of course, Stefan can confirm it or actually bring his point of view. But I can imagine that in some aspects, large organizations are similar, that they have many people working there, many functions that are always different people, and they have to talk to each other, which really takes time. So I think in this case, if you learn once how to deal with a large corporate, then maybe many of these learnings and these lessons you can apply for further collaboration as well, given simply by the size, complexity of these institutions, and obviously all those regulatory requirements that we and such institutions have to fulfill.
Yes, I think you made an excellent point regarding very open and often communication about how the process is going and what might be the cause of some delays, or for the process being perhaps slow or slower than any of the sides might want it. And I think that's a really great mechanism in general to channel potential frustration that might occur in cases when things are maybe not going as initially planned. Stefan, you mentioned that your first deal took at least a year to come to fruition. So I'd really like to hear your perspective.
Following up on Istvan's point. We thought that a 1-year sales cycle for telecom is long. But then when we started working with the first bank, then we thought, the telecom sales cycle is actually very fast. But yeah, I mean, Istvan is right. I mean, more or less, the big organizations tend to be similar in terms of how they work, especially with the startups and with some smaller vendors which were not in their radar before. And I fully agree with what Sandra and Istvan mentioned in terms of what are the main bottlenecks. I would say from our perspective, I mean, talking purely from taking part, on one side, working with a large corporation, but also taking part of this these kind of challenges and initiatives from large corporations, I think it's very important to for the fact that there is a real buy-in from the large corporation when it comes to their strategic decision to work with the startups, whatever the project is, etc. Because we had really positive and negatives, kind of examples taking part in many programs where you can see some corporations, they just set this program to be part of their standard CSR initiative. They just wanted a little bit of marketing and that's it. After the cameras are off, they're not replying your emails for months, etc. And then you understand is, okay, I mean, there was a little bit of initiatives there, but not a lot of follow-ups. What on the other side, what we can see, with the real examples where, including the Elevator Lab, really without being subjective here, but it's like just right after the competition, you start a very active engagement with the people from the banks. They are you can see that there's really a will to try to find even what Sandra said, a small win or a small use case where we can test the product, we can see how we can start with, and then probably develop something much bigger and better in the future. And I think from a corporate standpoint, there's really need to be a clear decision from the C-level, etc. Not just like, okay, I've assigned one department or one person to play around with startups. No, it's really like a annual strategic decision that we want to actively work with startups, get the feedbacks, be close to the market, to the trends, and actually have a constant projects going on. I think that's the main obstacle and the main challenge.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing those insights. And we've touched upon this for at least a few times during today's discussion. And it concerns different style of communication and different business culture and just speaking different languages when it comes to startup founders and people who they talk to from the corporates. So from each of your perspectives, do you see this problem as something that might be a bit overblown by the media or just by general opinion? Or from your experience, does it actually seem like a real problem, and how do you think it should be tackled? Anyone who wants to jump in first is more than welcome. This is a question for the entire panel.
Yeah, maybe I can. Yeah, just to share our experience again, the first-hand one. I think the kind of the differences in terms of communication and the stuff, I think they're diminishing and getting lower and lower. It's not like, they can't understand each other. It's like we are not talking about all the startups being the garage guys, the techie guys, and that are wearing hoodies and Mark Zuckerberg and flip-flops and the stuff. It's like I mean the people in large corporations that we are engaged with, you can see a lot of open-minded people. They are following trends, that they are happy to talk and to speak the languages that everybody understands. Of course, I mean you will always find some older guys that are that are in some I would say more developing countries where are not even used to emails. You need to write them letters, bring them physically and the stuff. You have these kind of examples, but in general, I think it's really overestimated. I think if it says that there's a big challenge in terms of communication. I think with most of the large organizations, there's a lot of open-minded and innovative people that are happy to learn, etc. It's more of a process-based and product-based needs and the timing, as Istvan said, that is more of an issue rather than communication side, at least from our perspective.
Perfect. I think the gap is definitely closing, and one of the reasons that is happening is that there's willingness from both sides to kind of be closer to each other and really understand each other and take the best sides of each type of business and maybe implement it, because both corporates and startups have their own unique ways of work that really can be implemented in both types of organizations. So I think we can only, as ecosystems, benefit from more of these collaborations and more synergy. Sandra, István, would you like to add anything to what Stefan has already said in regards to these differences that we talked about?
I would just like to add to build on what you said with closing the gap. It's getting more and more close in terms of the need for corporates to really transform their culture to make it more innovation driven and more prepared for innovation in general. So as corporate people are learning design thinking and lean startup and testing hypotheses around business ideas and becoming more agile, there's also a lot of benefits for both sides in terms of the ways of working. Also, there should be kind of established joint ways of working here with this whole collaboration and partnership. But as corporates are learning how to work and think at the speed of a startup, I think that gap is getting way faster closed in last couple of years.
Perfect. I have a
I can only
follow up to that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, István.
Yeah, just real quick. Yeah, I completely agree with both Sandra and Stefan. I would also say that as it's a little bit also becoming more mainstream, like in the media, you hear more and more success stories. Also, at least for our organization, it was certainly like this some 4 or 5 years ago when we started. You know, there were the daring ones, you know, the very brave ones that from the organization really engaged with the first few startups. And once there was actually some success stories, the news really spread, and we also created this sort of pull approach in the bank, that we were not like coming to business lines and colleagues, hey, try this out, but they actually came to us and were eager to learn. So I do believe that it requires some good success stories that opens up the eyes on both sides, but maybe a little bit more on the corporate side, and also open the mind and try to collaborate with startups. And I would also believe that there's also certain need and push for it, because we would see those tech companies that are really like conquering more and more of services and products. We see that they chip away from every kind of industry what they are doing, even if they started as a small online bookshop and now also offering payment and loans. Of course, there's this really urge, and there's this need to open up and work with startups to be faster and to really offer relevant and up-to-date products and services to the clients.
Could you give us 1 or 2 examples of what were those success stories that drew most attention internally from your colleagues and maybe helped to drive this initiative further and to help it grow?
Certainly. So some 3 years ago, we also brought up a company. It's called Pisano, that actually work on an omni-channel customer experience platform. So basically, with this tool, we can collect real-time customer feedback from multiple channels, be it social media, be it a branch, be it email. So you can really centrally have some database to see what kind of customer feedback you're getting, which is, of course, is very relevant for the customers to get very fast and accurate solution. It gives also an immense feedback to the company to develop, and also it helps to measure the NPS. How do we look with the popularity, so to say, on the markets? So as this came from the Elevator Lab and actually uses a group solution in multiple markets, for sure, this was like something that brought in attention. But we also had actually some local success stories, which was like Aland, Ilan from Albania that also won the Elevator Lab program, I think 2019. They offer basically a platform and a very nice web surface where you can actually look what kind of financial needs you have, what actually approximately you're looking, and this can also give you a good advice what you're looking for. This also started in Elevator Lab and then became a local long-term partnership with that local bank. So there are a couple of them, but I don't want to take too much of the time, as maybe you would have also some other questions. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing that. And I'm sure it's an inspiration for the startups who are pitching today, but also who will hear tomorrow and the day after, to see that there can be meaningful and long-term partnership that comes out of even programs such as startup competitions, etc., and that they can be and serve as a first point of a relationship that grows into something much bigger and more impactful. To close off our panel, since we're slowly running out of time, I have one final question for all three of you. So since this competition is regional and we're doing it this year in the entire Southeast Europe, I wanted to hear your thoughts about cooperation between startups and corporates and how it grew and expanded in our region through the years, and how do you see situation today, and also what are maybe some of the different markets and different ecosystems that we can look up to when it comes to this? So who does this really well? And maybe I think Sandra, as someone who works as the main connector between startups and corporates, at least in a part of our region, can give us her thoughts on this first.
Yeah, I can quote my CEO, Costa Andrić, since, I mean, when we do lectures, he has this around external innovation, different tools and ways how, and programs, how startups and corporates can collaborate. And when I was just discussing this topic with him the other day, he mentioned like 3 years ago, I maybe just had a couple of cases in some of the programs, potentially. Yeah, we had some of our cases with partnering, different form of partnerships, from buying the product from the startup and distributing it to even co-creation in some of the aspects. But now 3 years later, I have a lot of cases for all the programs, from mergers and acquisitions to having specific corporate venture capital funds. For example, Telecom recently just did that. Before that, it had some acceleration incubation programs. Then maybe the hackathons are happening at least recently. But there's a lot of examples now in all of different ways how corporates and startups can collaborate. I think the density of those interactions and the number of those collaboration depends really on the maturity of the corporates and their innovation readiness and innovation capabilities, but also the maturity of startup ecosystem. So what we see happening a lot more in Europe especially is in the regions that are more developed on both sides, in Nordic countries or DACH countries, or I don't know, France especially. All the countries that have innovation very high on their agenda, they're just building the system from all the aspects and all around the economy influence. I think we're on a really great path. I think what lacks is more, again, more of a strategic approach to innovation. But again, that comes with the level of maturity. So those companies in Serbia and throughout the region that are longer on the market and flirting for a longer time with innovation and corporate innovation, especially, are better at this and developing new tools and programs and collaborating with startups more intensively. But I think in especially with COVID and this whole situation. Some of them got really fast-tracked on all of this, especially in pharma industry, telecommunication industry, I think financial sector as well, maybe retailers, but with the need for digital transformation and everything coupled with the planet we live in and everything else, I think we need faster ways to innovate and to collaborate better to make some impact.
I think you made a perfect sum up for our entire discussion. Thank you so much for that. Any other closing words from Stefan or István before we close off the panel?
Yeah, I mean, like I think Sandra sum it up nicely. I mean, to be honest, I'm not personally familiar with the stage of our region in specific. You know what's going on with the corporates and startups in specifics. But I can see there's a lot of initiatives happening globally, and some of them are really good ones that is worth looking upon. And I remember, I mean, one of the latest one we took part was the accelerator program of Accenture. They call it Fill-Up program for their fintech partners. And it's definitely something I would recommend as a good role model in terms of engaging the large corporation with the startups on a really profound basis, and it kind of opens up a door with some of the huge names in the fintech space. So yeah, that's really it from my side. Once again, thanks everybody. I would like to wish great luck for all the entrepreneurs and startups for this year's Elevator Lab. So I've managed to catch a couple of pitches. It's really good quality as always. So yeah, all the best, and looking forward to staying in touch.
Thank you so much, Stefan. István, would you like to add anything?
Maybe just one more thought to add what I had on my mind. Also, I think perhaps one accelerating factor in terms of innovation in the region, but actually also all around the globe, is actually this very time that we are living in terms of the pandemic, when there's more and more need to really solve many solutions remotely via digitization. So I do think that this also gives an extra booster for innovation in the terms of technology, in the terms of digitization. As I see, we in Raiffeisen, but also many other banks, are saying that the app and so the mobile app and also to a certain extent the web desktop app is actually getting more and more capable of many more things. So actually you don't necessarily need to go physically to a branch to get banking transactions and actions done. So I do believe this is a big booster for innovation and also for startups to come up with many more innovative solutions that can be actually really solved digitally via means of our mobile phones and computers or iPads.
Amazing. Thank you so much, István. And with this, I would close off today's panel. Thank you to all three of you for really great insights and a great discussion. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope our audience also found it valuable, as well as our startups who are participating today. I hope we'll meet again really soon in one form or another, and we'll definitely continue to work together on bringing startups and corporates closer through this program and all the other programs that we're doing in our respective ecosystems. Thank you again so much. It was really a pleasure talking to all of you.
Thank you. And again,
Thanks.
all the luck to all the participants.
Thank you, guys. Cheers.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks everyone for staying with us and following the discussion. I received the information that our jury has made the decision on who will be today's winner. And I would invite Kenan Karcic to present the decision that the jury made. Hi,
so
Kenan.
Hi, greetings from Sarajevo and Bosnia and Herzegovina. I hope you can all hear me. Just confirm, please.
We can hear you.
Great. So today I have a pleasure to announce the winner for the first category of Elevator Lab Challenge for this year. But before we announce the winner, to make you extra nervous and impatient, few words about all presentations we had today. So all startups or all competitors were really great, and we would like to congratulate you all. And even though we need to announce one winner for today, for us, you are all winners. And we believe that you will have success with your ideas and business models and make significant impact on regional and global market. And we wish you success down the road. So coming to the point, the jury consider many aspects. So your pitches, business models, relevance to the banking sector, competition, but also we judged how you managed to handle our questions we had today for you, or how you were able to sell your ideas to us. And based on everything, the winner for today is Easy Albania. Congratulations on that.
I'm sorry we don't have a live applause and we don't have a live audience. Is Dorian here to join us perhaps on the stage to say a few words? Okay, he's still not here. We'll wait shortly. I'm sure he'll join us soon. Thank you so much, Kenan, for announcing your decision. I'm sure it was a great discussion between you and other jury members. Just to remind our audience, our winner for today, Easy Albania, is going to participate in the final of our Elevator Lab Challenge Southeast Europe that's happening on the 15th of December, where they will meet another two winners of our next two category events that are happening tomorrow and the day after. And I would really invite you to look through the teams that will compete in those second and third category events. By winning in this competition, Easy Albania also won a grant in the amount of 5,000 euros and an opportunity to integrate their innovation within the regional Raiffeisen Bank network. I think Dorian will soon be ready to join us. Kenan, if you'd like to stay, we can wait for a little while. And if you have anything to add about this year's competition, feel free to do so. And we will also have a chance to remind ourselves of Easy Albania's product by watching their pitch once again. So if any of you didn't manage to remember all of the teams that we saw today, you'll get a chance to be reminded of their innovation and their team.
Hello, my name is Dorian Osmani, and I am the IT manager of Easy Albania. Thanks for the opportunity of presenting our company into the Elevator Lab Challenge. I would like to introduce Easy Albania first of all. It's a company founded as a long-term investment in the e-commerce industry and helping Albanian businesses transform into the online shop e-commerce era and start selling their products online. You know, the global pandemic, the last 2 years transformed the customer behavior, the online customer behavior, and they stopped just you know, using the internet to search online and start searching for products and services. And many businesses didn't have the know-how to transform their brick and mortar shops into an online shop, which also brought the problem of massive non-formal payment methods like cash on delivery. Easy Albania is an e-commerce platform that offers a variety of products and services combined into a single marketplace and also accessible for web and mobile devices. The company was created to offer the customers the convenience, flexibility, and also safety while buying online. The market that we are trying to reach is, of course, Albania, which we launched this October, and also we're trying to expand also in Kosovo, North Macedonia, in Montenegro. Now, talking numbers, 83% of the region has access to internet, and also 23% of them, they are already buying online. So we have a market that is increasingly, that has a fast increase rate and a massive opportunity for online businesses. We have a few competitors for Easy Albania, like Aladini, Gievet, Marriott, Giraffa, Duchan Taxi, and BitMe, but none of them, they are offering products and services, professional services in one single place. Our advantages include our dedicated mobile app for iOS and Android, the customer support team that is 24/7 available to help customers fund their products and their services, the call center service that we offer for telemarketing campaigns and help businesses sell their stock, and also the Easy Courier, which is a delivery service that is managed solely by us. Our goal is to create an online mall that you can find anything in one single place. The business model of Easy Albania is B2C and B2B. And we are a team of 20 professionals that we are working hard and try to bring a face behind the e-commerce company that Easy Albania is. Because there is a common misconception that our cooperation with the banks, our goal is to transform cash on delivery to online payments, grow customer trust in online payments by offering them incentives and start using it. And the possibility to integrate multiple payment gateways from banks that offer e-commerce solutions. Also, there's one opportunity to help banks expand their user base of the e-commerce services by utilizing the fast-growing number of vendors and visitors in Easy Albania. I would like to thank you. My name is Dorian Osmani, and this is Easy Albania. Thank you.
Dorian, you're here. Congratulations.
Oh,
that's amazing.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
How are you feeling?
Amazing.
Perfect. Congratulations. This is really amazing. And thank you for your participation in our competition. I look forward to hearing your pitch once again in the final on the 15th of December.
I would like to thank Elevator Lab, also the jury, for the great organization and opportunity that provide to new businesses and startups. It's a really great booster for us to keep continuing and work hard to achieve the final goal.
That's lovely. I'm so glad to hear that. Thank you so much for joining and sharing your thoughts, and congratulations again to you and the team. I hope you'll celebrate this evening, and we'll see you again at the regional final.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you to all of you, our viewers who have stayed with us until the end of today's event. I would just like to remind you that our second and third category finals are happening tomorrow and on Friday at the same time from 4 p.m. On our YouTube channel. And tomorrow we will have a chance to hear the best teams that are building solutions in the area of payments and transaction processing, and also advanced analytics and AI. We'll also have another panel discussion on the topic of new frontiers in the sphere of financial technologies. So I would invite you to join us once again and have a pleasant evening today. Thank you and goodbye.